Strictly Comics is now accepting books for pressing and cleaning services. For deals and promotions, go to Facebook at Strictly Comics. Click the Services tab for pricing and get a free quote.
I'm hungry for some Asian food. I want some hot pot. Hot pot. Hot pot.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. What's up, everybody? It's Edwin and
Mickey. How you doing?
Back for Strictly Comics, and we're going to do just a quick Deadpool 2 review, which means it'll probably last like 20 or 30 minutes. And then I'll have a lot to edit.
You know what? I ain't got time for you.
Okay, so we're just going to give you our 2 cents about what we thought about Deadpool 2. We saw it last weekend, and we didn't get a chance to shoot a video last weekend, so we're going to do it now and contribute to the hundreds or thousands of other Deadpool 2 reviews that are currently on YouTube.
But everybody has an opinion and everybody has a different perspective. So, I mean, just because there are hundreds and thousands out there doesn't mean that ours is less of an opinion. You know, it doesn't weigh less.
But here's the thing. I'm getting a lot of mixed reviews. Yeah. I'm hearing people say that Deadpool 2 is better than the first one. I think your reaction kind of gave away what your thoughts were about the second one versus the first one. But anyways, I've been hearing people say that the first one is better and that the second one didn't really meet up to the standards of the first one. So we'll get right into it real quick. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first real quick. I thought Deadpool 2 was good, but it was not better than the first one in my opinion.
That's true. That's a fact.
I thought that what did we say that did we agree that the humor was kind of forced? I felt like it was kind of forced. Like
I didn't
it was
think
too
it
much.
was forced, but it was done. It was too much. You know,
it was too much.
They put 20 on 10. Like some of the humor was just unnecessary, and you're just like, okay, we got the punchline of the joke, we laughed, but now you're doing too much. You know, you're adding on to it, and it's not funny anymore. Yeah. I don't have any immediate examples because, you know, it's not fresh on my brain, but I just think that it was just...
Well, I can still recall a lot about what happened, and for, you know, the problem with sequels, that sequels are not usually as good as the first or the original, and I felt like that was the case here. I think we both agreed that we felt like it was rushed.
Yes.
I believe that there was a lot of pressure on them to, you know, Deadpool 2, people wanted Deadpool 2, and like nothing is really being said up until like the last year, up until the film's release, and I felt like they just kind of wanted to cater to the fans a little bit and at least get something out.
Well, I also thought, you know, well, Marvel is in this superhero movie kind of situation, so they were under the same kind of pressure to get something out there because you had Avengers, you have Black Panther, you know, so you should get out Deadpool. And
I'm gonna say this real quick, guys. Spoilers. I don't care. We're not going to do a spoiler-free and a spoiler review. We're just going to tell whatever we feel like telling.
That's right.
If you haven't seen it by now, you're going to see it later or you've already seen it. But anyways, one of the things I did notice is that the budget for this movie is about $40 to $50 million more than the first one. And I was telling people on a live chat that I believe that I saw where that money was put at. But that was more toward the end of the film. We'll talk about that here in just a second. I thought that the film was rushed. I did think that it was good. There was a lot of kind of throwbacks. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but when Deadpool was in the Xmen mansion, he was talking about how, why is it always only you two every time I come here when it's a mansion full of a bunch of X-Men mutants and stuff like that. And I think behind him was the other X-Men that were in a room. You had like Quicksilver. You had Quicksilver and I think Cyclops and a couple others, and then like somebody closed the door.
Yeah,
so that was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, that was funny because it was only what's his name?
Colossus and I think her name was Negasonic Teenage Warhead or something like that.
Oh yeah, very
and
forgettable
girlfriend.
character.
Well, she didn't do as much as she did the first
movie.
One.
Yeah, but here's my thing.
Somebody said online she looked like Justin Bieber.
She did though. You're not wrong, Chris.
Somebody's like,
you're not wrong, dog. You're not wrong, dog.
Oh my god.
But I just think it was just like, girl, what you doing? You look like a prepubescent teenage prepubescent.
But I think what they were trying to do is they were trying to put a lot of spotlight on Domino. And the thing is that people wanted more of Domino.
Yo, Domino though, come through, girl, with the afro, hey. And so, no, Domino, I loved her character, and I loved Vitiligo. That was just like a really cool.
Well, not only that, but her eye was a different color too.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if it was a birthmark or vitiligo or whatever, but that was really cute. That was really cool. I really liked that, and she just like the reason why her superpower is just she has a lot of luck. Can I come rub on your shoulders, girl? Because oh, child, but
that would be very useful in a casino. That power.
I'm not even trying to do it.
That would be very. No, I would. What are you talking about?
Okay, but I'm not even trying to do it for a casino because I don't gamble. I don't like gambling.
No, I understand that, but I'd be like, look, I'm just going to take my powers into the casino just for this day because my rent is due and I got we got bills to pay.
No, I know, I get it, but like I'm not even trying.
Ain't cutting it.
I know, right? But like I ain't even trying for that. Like just regular stuff. Can my light turn green when I'm running late? Right? All the lights. I just need
that's a good
lights. Yeah.
If you guys comment in the comment section, what would you use Domino's power for? If it's being lucky.
Why would you use it? All the lights turn green, and then when I get to my, to clock in,
all the police cars are like sleeping, or
all the police are sleeping, or on the phone or the computer in their car. But anyway, so here's my thing. The beginning of the movie, where the opening shot, where the opening scene where Deadpool is blowing himself up. I was like, oh, he finna die at the end of the movie. Wow, this is gonna be interesting but sad at the same time. And then you realize that him dying was not at the end of he did die at the ending, but not completely. But he died kind of twice. He died twice in the movie, but it was just at the beginning of the movie-ish where he blew himself up and he find out because his girlfriend died. I will go ahead and explain the first death, and then you're gonna go ahead and explain the second death. So the first death was Deadpool was messing around with these gangsters. One of them broke into his house, as revenge, and shot his girlfriend. She died.
Well, yeah, he was pretty confident and cocky, like because he couldn't die, he wasn't worried so much about concealing his identity or
yeah. So he shot his girlfriend, especially when they're planning on having a baby. Well, anyway, go through the part where he is.
Well, just real quick, there's the mutants are being held, but like in some kind of secret camp, prison, which is disguised as a hospital for mutants, or like some kind of mental hospital or something like that. And they have these collars, and I think we've seen these collars similar to Bishop, the character of Bishop in the future, when all the mutants that wore these collars lost their powers, at least while they had the collars around their neck. Part of that X-Men storyline was actually applied in this movie, and where as long as Deadpool had the collar around his neck, his cancer would not be suppressed by his mutant power ability to heal himself, and so he would just die slowly from this cancer. And so at the time, the second death was when he was I guess he got shot up or whatever, I can't remember, and they put he was messing with the boy. The boy, I guess. The boy in this. No. Cable was trying to kill the boy.
Yes.
And Deadpool jumped in front of the kid.
The boy was also a mutant. He went to a horrible mutant school where he was abused and stuff.
His name. Because what they're trying to do was, as soon as he kills for the very first time, he created a thirst and a hunger for blood, and they wanted to prevent that. So that was kind of the plot on which the story revolved around. And Deadpool, in the meantime, is trying to save, because I think throughout the film, he wanted to blow himself up, and she's like, his girlfriend is like, it's not your time yet, and she's like, your heart is in the right place. So you kind of see this transition of Deadpool's character from just being this selfish a-hole to actually needing to have a heart where he cares about other people than himself.
Right. And the Deadpool And Deadpool, you know, dark humor, like Deadpool's darkness is channeled into a good cause. Because at first Deadpool was just kind of like, you know, all over the place with revenge, all over the place with anger, but then he just channeled, because of the death of his girlfriend, he channels it into something better than himself.
I like how I kept saying, you're an X-Men in training. You're an X-Men, remember? It's like, in training. Like, I'm not an X-Men, I'm an X-Men in training. But, so other than that, the film was pretty good. I think my favorite part of the film was at the end with Juggernaut. Juggernaut is in this film. You get a lot of classic comic book stories, especially covers of Colossus and Juggernaut fighting each other. And in my opinion, this Juggernaut was done better than the one that we saw in X-Men The Last Stand, where the Phoenix. Of course, it was CGI for the most part, but to me, this was more nostalgic because you got the Juggernaut from the comic books, like 70s and 80s version. I guess 90s version too. Probably more 70s and 80s version. But anyways, you got Juggernaut. You got to see this awesome CGI fight between the two, and that's where I felt the extra 40 or 50 million dollars production budget. Maybe
that's where it went to, because outside of that,
yeah,
I didn't see anything that was particularly like, oh wow, this is really good. This is well. I feel like the script was not well thought through. It was like, oh god, we gotta finish this. We gotta finish this, and
it felt like kind of rushed because they wanted to kind of throw something together to get Cable into the film.
Yes,
because Cable is like. Deadpool and Cable kind of almost go hand in hand.
Right.
Especially when you talk about New Mutants, when they were first created. This is Deadpool's first appearance, and I think Cable's was just a few 10 or 12 issues before that. So yeah, I think I can kind of see that.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite movie. I thought it should have been flushed out a little bit more. It should have taken a little bit more TLC, and it would have been a way better movie. The jokes were like... kind of became like a distraction where we don't want anybody to see how jacked up the actual script is, so we're gonna throw in some jokes, you know, that kind of thing, just fillers, and I didn't appreciate it. I mean, the jokes were funny when they were within the, like, you know, they were within the story context, but when they started, you know, going a little further, you just like, you lost me there. I loved a lot of the characters. I loved that his girlfriend died at the beginning because it gives you a motivation to follow through to the end of the movie. I love Domino. She was kind of random when she was introduced, so I don't necessarily agree with the way she was introduced, but I still love it. I love her character. I did not appreciate the other random characters that they brought in, and then they just killed them. It felt like an episode of Family Guy, for real.
No, but I think they did that because most of those characters were not even very popular anyways in the comics. So,
okay.
So just to kind of kill them off pretty quickly, I thought it was funny. But then they also brought them back. So yeah,
they brought them back at the end of the movie. So it was just, to me, it was just kind of like, I felt like I was watching an episode of Family Guy, and Family Guy annoys me.
So real quick, we're going to talk about our grade for the film. I think I'll stick with just a solid B. In grading terms, as far as slab, CGC, CBCS, I'd probably give Deadpool 2 maybe like a CGC, an 8.5. An 8.5 signed by Rob Liefeld, because he approves anything as long as his properties are getting attention. But I'll just say Deadpool 2 CGC 8.5 signed by Rob Liefeld.
Okay. Well, I don't have any CGC or CGCS grading over here because I don't have nothing to do with that and I don't know. But I would just give it
Why are you rubbing my leg like that?
Because you're sexy. I'm sexually harassing.
But it's...
I'm playing.
Okay.
Anyway,
face red. Golly. Your face red.
Why is your face red?
Because you're rubbing my leg and I'm...
Oh my god!
No, there's nothing wrong with that, but not on the camera. It's not that kind of show.
I can't touch my camera one. Anyway, so I would just give a 1 to 10 grading scale. I would give, well, no, an 8. Like I would give the show a C+.
Even
I would give the movie a C+. Yes, because I thought the script was rushed. It was not well put together, and it had even more potential to be a way better movie.
Yeah, I think so.
So that alone just kind of just turned me off. And you know I'm really picky about my movie. My movie has to be super good in order to be like, oh yeah, this is what's up. So C+. I'm sorry. That's gonna be a no for me, dog. But anyway,
I take it you're not gonna see it a second time.
Nope.
I still may buy it on DVD.
No, don't buy it. No, you're not allowed. Don't.
But I want to see like the bonus stuff. Like I like not right away. I'm gonna wait till after it's out.
No, Red Box.
I get it on eBay.
$1.50 is all they getting from me.
All right. All right, you guys, that is it.
Thank you.
This has gone on about within the time frame that we expected. So make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. We always appreciate it. Keep God first in your life. Enjoy your comic books and your movies. And see you guys next time.
All right, take care. Bye.
Stop. Babe, we got one more to do.
What?